Utah GOP Senator Tom Cotton, member of the Senate Intel Committee. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. What was your reaction to that? He would not answer the question.
Well, Joe Biden obviously doesn't want to answer the question whether he'll pack the court because his far left flank wants to pack the court. A packed court means that you'll lose your right to religious freedom. It means that they'll take away your Second Amendment rights. They'll force you to use your taxes to pay for abortion on demand up to the 9th month, maybe even beyond. They'll take your home and give it to giant corporations to use for a parking lot at their office complex. That's what Joe Biden is dodging. It wouldn't become the issue if he said, no, I don't want to pack the court. It would put the issue to rest. The reason he doesn't want to put the issue to rest by simply saying, no, I don't want to pack the court, is because the Democrats have become so radical that they are willing to take unprecedented steps to fundamentally restructure the nature of our government to achieve their far left agenda.
Yeah, and you know what, Senator? You're not the moderate Joe who's going to bring a semblance of law and order to the White House and a sense of discipline if you're going to pack the court. That makes you radical, and he just refused to answer that question. Also, it's important, not only did he break decorum by saying, will you shut up? They're making T-shirts that say, shut up, man. Is that the person that's going to supposedly bring class and continuity back to the White House? Here's Kamala Harris on the same question about Joe Biden packing the court. Listen.
His answer on court packing, adding more justices to the court, just sounds like a straight up dodge. Why won't he talk about what he wants to do, what he thinks should happen?
Well, I think he's very clear, John, which is that he is focused, as we all should be, on the next 35 days. And he is focused on, one, the process by which we're even having the conversation about the United States Supreme Court.
Right. She didn't answer either. I think we all realize that. Senator, have you picked that up?
Yeah, that's the kind of clear and crisp answer that got Kamala Harris 0 delegates and dropping out for the Iowa caucuses, despite the tens of millions of dollars the party bosses of the Democratic Party gave to her. Look, it makes no sense what they're saying. They claim that if they answer that question, it'll be the central issue of the campaign for the next 5 weeks. Not if they say no. If they simply say, no, Chris, no, John, we don't want to pack the court. Of course not. We're going to keep the court the same size it's been for 150 years. It puts the issue to rest. The reason why they don't want to answer it is clearly is in their hearts, and they know on their left-wing flank the answer is yes. They do want to pack the court because they want to fundamentally restructure the nature of American government, and that would be extremely unpopular and probably cost them the election. The American people should keep that in mind when they go to vote.
But at the same time, they don't want to alienate the left flank that thinks court packing is a good idea. Meanwhile, they did clash as well on the topic of violence in America's streets. The president said it's a left-wing problem, and Joe had this observation about Antifa. Watch.
Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got to be
not
kidding.
Militia. That's what his FBI director said.
Senator, is Antifa just an idea?
Yeah, hardly. Antifa is a radical, decentralized network of anarchists and insurrectionists. You know, those bricks that you see in the streets, chunks of concrete, they don't get there by themselves.
They're on pallets.
Joe Biden
They're not ideas.
Joe Biden refuses to condemn them. Joe Biden last night wouldn't even say simply, I support law enforcement. I support the men and women who help keep us safe, who put their own lives on the line to protect innocent citizens from radical insurrectionists and anarchists in the street, again, because he's afraid of alienating his far left flank. You know, earlier in the debate, he said, like Louis XIV, the Sun King, I am the Democratic Party. And then when asked why he couldn't call the mayor of Portland and ask him to stop the violence, he said, well, I'm just a retired politician. Not my place.
Yes, there you go.
That goes to show how far Joe Biden will go to avoid condemning Antifa and these other radical insurrectionists in the street. It's a preview of what will happen in our streets for the next 4 years should Joe Biden win this election.
Senator, how did the president do last night?
I thought the president did well in pointing out how Joe Biden has become beholden to his radical left flank. Whether it was the Green New Deal, saying on one hand he didn't support it, but saying on the other hand it would somehow pay for itself. or that he was going to start taking health insurance away from people on the job and encroaching up to the point of government-run health care. And of course, as we've been talking about, pointing out the radical steps the Democrats would take to fundamentally alter the nature of American government to enact their left-wing agenda through the courts, not through the ballot box. On all those points, I think the president did well.
Senator Cotton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.